Let's welcome on board the management at Crompton Consumer as well. Mr. Shantanu Khosla, the Managing Director at Crompton Greaves Consumer Electricals, joins us. He's joining in to talk to us about the merger announcement coming in with Butterfly Gandhimathi and what does it really mean for the company. Mr. Khosla, I wanted to begin with understanding the timeline of the merger because at the time of acquisition last year, the understanding was that the merger will be done in 3 to 5 years. Is there a reason why you have moved up the merger timeline?
No, we haven't really moved up the timeline in that sense. When last year when we first acquired majority shareholding of Butterfly, as I mentioned that time, our first objective was to make sure that we continue to run the business and understand the business and make sure the business and organization is stable and running well. Once we have done that, and now we believe that we have confidence in that, especially given our performance versus a lot of our competition in the space, we believe the time is right uh, to move forward with a merger recommendation. The the reality is actually it is only the beginning of the process. It will take another 12 to 14 months before we complete the process and actually can begin to get all the benefits. But it has become clear to us that operating as a single legal entity will help us, enable us to accelerate some of our revenue and cost synergy opportunities.
We haven't seen the benefit of synergy so far, revenue and cost synergy. How will they play out over the next couple of years?
Absolutely. As you rightly mentioned, in this initial period, we have largely been focusing on cost synergies. We have not yet been really focusing that much on the revenue synergies. We have begun the cost synergies and we have got cost synergies in this period in areas such as combining purchase, making sure that we're buying commodities at larger scale, making sure we're buying media at larger scale. As we move forward, there are clearly further opportunities in both cost, but more importantly, revenue synergies, which we want to accelerate and enable. In terms of when we start looking at the cost synergies, beyond what we've already done, there are clearly other areas. For example, if we look at the supply chain, there is a reasonable duplication, especially in areas where Butterfly is not that strong, of warehouses in the logistics chain. Do we really need two warehouses in a particular city in the north when one would suffice, etc.? Uh, and there are various other opportunities. A combined IT and ERP system would be more efficient, etc. So we will keep working those cost synergies, but you will see more areas of cost synergy coming to play as we move forward. And when we actually do merge, these will get even more accelerated. Moving on to revenue synergies, and frankly, in my opinion, uh, from a strategic point of view, the revenue synergies are even more important to start coming. One of the biggest areas of revenue synergy is in our ability to grow Butterfly in areas where Butterfly today is weak. As you know, Butterfly is largely a South-based business, but if we need to meet our objectives, we need to grow Butterfly in the West and the North particularly. This means strengthening and expanding our go-to-market in these two regions.
No, sure, Mr. Khosla, that point is taken, but help us quantify some of these. By when will we see the revenue synergies actually flow in with respect to the timeline? And if you can quantify any number for us with respect to what could be the synergy?
Again, I don't want to, because we don't normally give forward-looking numbers, but so I could put it, I can put it this way. One, we would expect these revenue synergies to lead to a business growth, which is a couple of points across each category, ahead of market growth. Second, we would expect these synergies over the midterm to take us towards a leadership share position. Today, on the Butterfly brand, we are roughly a 10 share on an average in the South and low single digits in the rest of the country. Through the midterm of the next few years, we would hope these to get us to about a 10 share nationally.
Right. So could you just tell us about the EPS accretion, whether it happens in the following financial year or FY25? Is there a gap because of the slowdown?
Not really. So we do expect the merger to be EPS accretive from the first year of it being effective.
So does that mean FY25? Is that what I should infer when you say 1 year of merger completion?
If you assume that beginning of FY24, it actually gets approved and rolls out, then 25 it would be accretive.
Let's talk about margins then. Operating margins for Butterfly is at about 9-10, while for Crompton Consumer is at about 15%. What is the outlook in terms of margins going ahead?
Let me talk about the butterfly bit and how we're thinking about it, because that's the new part. See, Butterfly historically had a 6 to 8% margin, and through this year we've taken it up close to about a 10%, 9 to 10%. Now, our focus is less on taking this 10 to 15 and more on reinvesting savings to grow the share and the top line of Butterfly. So we don't expect the margins to fall. And we do expect that over time, there will be a gradual, slow movement up of margins. But the priority will be to grow the top line and the market share.
Okay, Mr. Khosla, we'll let you go on that note. I appreciate you joining us on ET Now today. So that's the word coming in, looking at revenue